Hi there, and welcome to a video tutorial of how to work with a spreadsheet. This is going to be a very basic tutorial, just covering some of the basics. If you've never opened a spreadsheet before and you want to start learning, I recommend this series of videos. This one is just going to be very, very short and brief and to the point, with a couple of little advanced type tricks in there. First of all, I'd like to draw your attention to the blue highlights here. This is a blue highlight on column A, and this is a blue highlight on row 1. To better illustrate that point, I'll go ahead and put some borders in there for you so you can kind of see that there are in fact columns and rows that are comprised here. These are just blank ones that haven't yet been formatted with any type of border or what have you. So let me go ahead and start with A1 here. I'm going to press 1 and hit enter, and over in B1 I'm going to press 1 and hit enter. So there's a couple of different ways you can enter data into here. I could double click the cell itself, press 1 and hit enter. I can highlight the cell, press F2, press 1 and hit enter, and then finally I can just press 1 and hit enter, and the data will appear there. Double clicking and getting in there, I'm really not a big fan of that. It involves a mouse, and for those of you that follow my blog know that I hate mice, so I don't use it. I use short keyboard shortcuts as much as possible, and I just prefer not to use that one. So delete, and it's gone. The other one is to, and as you might be able to notice, I am navigating without using my mouse. I'm using the arrow keys to do so. Another way you can do that is to press the F2 key and type in any number that you want there, or just type the number in. By pressing F2, if you wanted to just slightly edit this, instead of the 5 right there in the middle, you wanted to make that a 6, you could do so. F2 enters you into the cell, and you can use the arrow keys to define which number it is that you want to edit. Use your backspace or delete key as appropriate. The other way would be if you're going to completely replace the cell contents of that 5 there and you wanted to make it an 8, you could just simply do that. So before I go any much further here, I want to go ahead and describe what it is that you're seeing here. This number 1, the dark bold border on this cell, indicates that it is highlighted. It's highlit, whichever the case may be. That is located in what's called A1. You can see the 2 highlights there referencing that. This is A2, this would be B1, this would be B2, and why don't you guys guess at home what cell location this is? For those of you that said C2, let's move on. If you didn't say C2, rewind the video. We'll go ahead and move over here to delete all of these out of there. What I want to do first of all is put a 1 and a 1, and I want to add the contents of this cell to the contents of that cell and put the product right there. One of the first things you're going to learn here is about the equal sign. All of the functions start with an equal sign. It is just basically telling that cell to return a mathematical equation of some sort. So I have typed in the equal sign. I'm using my arrow keys right now to select A1. I've highlighted it, highlight, whichever, and you can see that it's indicated here in the cell. So I'll press, I could press enter and it'll simply return that value, or equals A1 plus sign B1, and it produces that. Again, I'll bring it up here so it's a little bit easier to see. Equals A1 plus B1. Now you can see that when I do bring it into, let me go ahead and fix that a little bit. Let's go ahead and bring that up. When I enter into the cell, it tells you how the contents were achieved, or how that result was achieved. It highlights the different cell locations in different colors that associate with the color of the cell reference right here. So this cell reference A1, okay, is shown right there. Okay, I got to figure out how to stop doing that. The A1 is blue, A1 is blue, B1 is red, B1 is red. So if you ever get lost and you have multiple cell references going on and you need to know what's referring to what, because you'll be building some really, really long functions in one cell if you follow my tutorial series all the way through. Okay, so let's say that we've got 1 plus 1 equals 2, and let's say that we wanted to bring the result of 2 divided by 1 into this cell location here. I would say equals, move over to that cell reference, and even though it's highlight, even though the C1 in cell A2 is highlighted in black, I can still type slash. Okay, I can still type slash even though it was highlighted. Usually when things are highlighted, it means that you're about to overwrite what it is that you highlighted. In calc, that is not the case. So if I press enter, it's going to return a 1 because in fact 2 divided by 2 equals 1. If I wanted to multiply 1 times 1, okay, I use equals, get my cell reference, the asterisk, and then the next cell reference, and press enter. 1 times 1, and in fact is 2. Now if I wanted to just get the text reference, okay, now this is an interesting little thing here. I'm going to move on to something a little bit more advanced. My name is Chris Kurisu. If I wanted Chris Kurisu all in that one cell right there, you would think that I'd be able to go that plus that, but it returns this little error message. Now I can't really tell you what, the number sign value, exclamation point means. All that I know is that it means that there's an error there. So what we can do is a couple of different things. I'm going to highlight both of these cells, right click on one of them, and we get a submenu. Now when I say right click, I'm talking about your mouse. So I don't like the mouse, but some people do. I'm not going to begrudge anyone using their mouse. You can also go edit and format cells. I'm sorry, I apologize. Format cells. Format tool and then cells. Go to the numbers here. You know what? Let me back up a second here because I want to address what just happened there. It doesn't understand the word Kurisu. That's my last name. It doesn't recognize it. When I right click on that cell, I'm not able to reach the sub menu, or what's called the context menu, that I wanted to reach. The context menu I wanted to reach was this one. Okay, and you can tell it's vastly different. I can see a whole bunch of options here. But because it doesn't recognize the word Kurisu, the only sub menu or context menu I get is related to spelling or formatting of some kind. Word is Lithuanian. That's funny. All right. So it's not, by the way. It's Japanese. Okay. So here we go. Instead of so in order to do that, if I wanted to format both cells, you could certainly go to Format and click Cells, and that'll bring up the Format Cell dialog box. But the other way to do it is just simply choose a cell that is not questioned as far as the spelling is concerned. Now we go to Format Cells, and it brings up a new dialog box. What I want to do, we'll go through all of these throughout my tutorials and stuff. We'll go through all this and find out a whole bunch of neat tricks about formatting and stuff, and some really advanced type stuff. But for now, I'm just going to pick and choose the formatting of text. Okay, it was just general, I believe, and now I just want to go ahead and move to text. So I've called them both to be text. Now I'm going to introduce a new symbol to you. It's called the ampersand, and it brings those two values into cell location of C3. But as you can note, my name is not separated by a space. That's because both Excel and Calc are very, very picky about a space. So if I add a space after the S in Chris, now all of a sudden I get my name as it should appear. Likewise, you could also put it in front of the K. It's a little more unwieldy there because, well, if you have other words down there, they don't all line up. So that's not cool. All right, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and show you a little bit more about formatting. And if you hold your Shift key and start using your arrow keys, you'll be able to select a whole bunch of these. Okay, if you just want that one column, if you want 2 columns, if you want 3 columns, boom. If you just want this 1 row, if you want 2 rows, 3 rows, and on like that. By selecting them all and using Control B, I've just bolded all of those. By using Control E, I can center. By using Control I can italicize. And I'm sure there's some other ones as well, but that's what I wanted to show you right off the bat. Doing it again, Control B would reverse it and reverse the state. So what happens when you have a mixed state? Here's a bolded one, another bolded one, and a bolded a regular Kurisu. If you hit Control B, it brings them all to be bold, and if you do it again. So again, let's find a mixture. Here's a mixture. Let's say I wanted these all to be non-bolded. Control BB, all in one slash. Don't have to stop, start, do it again. For me, it's so much easier than doing this and coming up here. It's just become second nature for me. So for those of you that want to use these menus, you certainly can, and they do help you quite a bit. If I select all these numbers here and chose the currency symbol, it turns them into all dollars. You want to turn them into percentages. You want to do whatever you want to do. It's available to you there. So that's pretty much it for right now. I want to go ahead and keep this short and sweet and simple. I do have my blog advertised down at the bottom there. I'd really enjoy it if you guys would go ahead and sign up as a viewer or subscribe, I guess they call it here. In case you can't tell, this is one of my first videos here on YouTube. So there'll be plenty more to come. I appreciate your support. And if you're in the San Diego area and you want some home lessons, I do that Monday through Friday. And I do have a few slots left open, so maybe contact me through there or contact me through my blog. Thanks again for listening.